So what I'm going to show you is how to build or design this kitchen within the kitchen planning software for Ikea. So let's go ahead. So once you open up the program, all you have to do is go to Start. Now this first section is where you're going to want to enter all the measurements in for your kitchen. So basically for that one that I had, the measurements were, let's go, and you can enter them in the inches over on the right, or apply, or you can drag these blue lines around and it shows you the measurements at the top or on the side depending on which wall you're moving. Once you do that, you want to go over here and go to the doors or windows. So I got two doors in here. I have one door that's in the right corner and that is 39 inches wide, and it is 1 foot. So right here it's 1 foot 5 inches from the wall. So it gives you the measurement kind of right here. So you can click and drag the door around on the walls depending on where your doors are located. And then I have another door that is just it's really just this bottom wall is really just a big opening. And the measurement for that was 200. It's really just kind of a template to see all the different options. Alright, and then we have the window, which is above the sink. And that window was 48 inches wide. 4 feet 7 inches, just like that. So once you get all those set in place, you can move on to inputting your cabinets into the kitchen. So you want to go to the kitchens tab over on the left, select built-in kitchens, and then these are all the options for cabinets that they have within their system. I always do the base cabinets first, and the sink, since that has to be centered underneath the window. So once you select this style of cabinets you want over on the left, it gives you the options down at the bottom, and then you see the measurements for the width of the cabinet. So once you find one that you like, you just click it, wait for it to load into the planner, and then you drag it along to where you want it within the system. Once you input your first cabinet, you want to set all the options for the cabinets over on the right. So I'm not actually going to input a faucet or a sink or any of this. I am going to remove the countertop because I won't be getting one of the laminate countertops that Ikea offers. But if you did want one, you just click select and you select whichever style you want. That's down here on the bottom. And then you select your front. I'm going to be doing Dingo Gray. Then you choose your handles. And once you set all these settings over here, it'll be the same for every other cabinet, so you only have to do it once. And once you do main, there's another tab over here called more, and it has different options that we'll be using later. I'm actually going to keep the frame white, but you can do white or birch for the style of frames. So once you do that, I always input my corner cabinets in next. So I have the carousel, it's 37 by 37. I'm going to put it over in the corner. And you can see over here all the options stayed the same. So I won't have to move any of that. Now I just kind of keep going and filling in the rest of my cabinets. So I'm going to go with the cabinet with drawers. And I'm going to do two 30-inch cabinets. So if you select the cabinet here and you click the next cabinet, it should put it in next to it if there's room for that cabinet to fit. And to the left of the sink, I have another 36-inch. Alright, so once you do that, I'm actually going to input my dishwasher. So dishwasher, all the appliances are over on the left under the kitchens tab. You select appliances over here. And I'm going to be using one of Ikea's dishwashers. So I select dishwasher. you go to this one, the integrated dishwasher. It actually has the door style that'll match the cabinet, so it's kind of like a hidden dishwasher within the system. Next, I'm going to choose my high cabinets. Now what these are used for, you can use it for pantries or like built-in ovens. I'm actually going to put a double oven in mine. So I'm going to select that. And once you select that, I'm actually going to change some of these. It gives me more options over here because it's a different type of cabinet. I'm going to select the Ladingo Gray for the front. The corners is the top piece. It kind of goes around the cabinets. I also want to input that for the gray. And then I'm going to select an oven. Should be this one. And then since this cabinet right here, the side will be exposed because this is taller than other cabinets, I'm going to want to add a cover panel on the right. Alright, and then next to that is the refrigerator. So appliances, and I'm going to be using my own appliance. So you select your own appliances. You come down here, there's all these different options for appliances you can put into the system, and they're all resizable. So you can input the own measurements that you have for yours. And this one, this refrigerator is 36 by 68. And then I actually have a cabinet next to it, another high cabinet with drawers inside. So I went to high cabinets, 88 inches tall with drawers, and I'll select 24 inches. Now, once I have all of my base cabinets and the high cabinets in, you start inputting the wall cabinets. I find it easy to always work from the corner out. So I'm going to select the corner cabinet, go to wall cabinets, 39 inches high, with doors. Or actually I lied, for corner, because I'm in the corner. And I'm going to do the carousel corner cabinet. Now as you can see, the corner cabinet for this, the base cabinet is 37 by 37 and the wall cabinet is 25 by 25. So to fill in that 12 inches, you can either do a larger cabinet or just a 12-inch cabinet, because I'm actually going to have glass doors over these two 36-inch. So I go to with glass doors, click the 36 by 39, and that side is done. You can tell if you hover over it, they have like the default pictures, but it changes to your door style. And after you do that, I'm actually going to put another cabinet up here. I'm going to do a 24-inch cabinet with 2 doors. So they're 24-inch cabinets on all their, you can either have 2 doors or 1 door. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the 2 door. And then this other side over here, there's another 24-inch with 2 doors. You can see if you move stuff around, it'll kind of move it onto the wall for you. It'll automatically rotate, so it makes it a lot easier. Now for the cabinet above the refrigerator, it's actually under other wall cabinets. In this category, they have like fan cabinets. Say you're putting a microwave above your range, you would want to select one of these sizes down here to do that, and that'll give you an option to put that microwave above your range. But I actually need it for the refrigerators because these are actually 24 inches deep. I'm going to go with a 36 by 24. Just wait for it to load. There we go. So now I'm going to click this cube down here. It gives you a 3D view of your kitchen as it is right now. As you can see, it's coming together quite nicely. But this cabinet is messed up over here by the refrigerator. So all you gotta do to change the height of the wall cabinets is hover over this little double arrow till you get the 2 arrows. And then you can move it up to where the correct height is. And you can see the rest of my wall cabinets are doing the same thing. So to easily adjust that, if you just click on each cabinet and hold the control key, you can select all the cabinets at the same time and move it up to where you want it. And for these wall cabinets, I'm actually going to put knobs on these over here. So I go to main and I change the handle to the knobs. and you can tell it changes it there for you. I also want the deco strip that goes along the bottom of the cabinets to hide under cabinet lights. Now that I've done that, I'm actually going to be inputting the island now. So the one thing with the islands is you want to make sure you're about 3.5 to 4 feet clearance all the way around. So if you click the little ruler down here, you can click it, it comes on and off. All you gotta do is click and drag the point to the edge of the cabinets, and then click and drag it to get the right measurement that you want. So now that I got that, I'll go back to base cabinets and start inputting my cabinets. In the middle of this island, I'm actually going to be putting a cooktop, and I actually want it to have drawers. So to get something in the middle of the room, you actually have to hold it till you get that green, little thin green line you see around it. And then all you do is click and drag these arrows around in a circle. And the front of the cabinet is actually where the number is, so you know where the handles are within the cabinet. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I have a cabinet next to it, which is drawers. And then the two on the end have just a solid door with shelves. Now see, this cabinet is kind of close, so you got to double check it over here. And you want to be about 4 inches out, or 4 feet out. So to do that, if you just kind of click off the screen, if you click and hold, you see that yellow box, it'll highlight your selection for you. Then you can slide it all over at the same time. So there you go. And now for the back side of this island, I'm actually going to have the countertop overhang 12 more inches, but I'm actually going to put more storage on the back side, so the top will be how big is this? 102 inches by about 48 inches. So to do that, I actually select base cabinets that are 12 and 7/8 deep. These are their wall cabinets, basically with legs that you can put on the floor and use them as like to extend a island out for you, give you some extra storage, or it'll give you, you know, like a pantry thing, or only 12-inch deep little thing on the wall if you wanted to do that. It's actually going to select a 36-inch wide by 30-inch tall cabinet and put it down here on the floor. Right then you can see it kind of automatically adjusted for that. Then I'm going to go with the 30 by 30 and then another 36 by 30. So it all lines up. Now what you want to kind of do is double check, make sure you have everything. So within this cooktop cabinet, I actually need to select a cooktop. And now you can kind of see it's looking a little better. But there's still some white. So you see this cabinet right here, there's actually the white square. That's from the frame. So you want to put a cover panel on the side of that, so it covers up that white frame and matches your door style. So all you do is go to the More tab, go to cover panel right, because that's the size that it's exposed, and select that cover panel. And you do that for all the ones that you see that are exposed. Alright, and then the only thing that's left that is still exposed is the island. Now since this space from this front of the cabinet to that front of the cabinet is 36 inches, I'm actually going to use one of their 3-foot by 8-foot panels. And to select that and put it in the planer, you have to go to Other Wall Cabinets and then Filler Pieces and Cover Panels. As you can see, you get the option right here for the 3 by 8 cover panel. It may not be the color you're doing, but you can change that in the options. So all you do is go over here and change it to the color that you want, and you can see it's down here. It's this thin little thing, you can't see it, but that. And what you're going to do with it is put it in the thing and move it kind of on the floor close to it, because it's not working right. Then again, you want to hold it until You know, it's not moving all over the place. And then what you can see here is that you can take this panel right here, line it up with the side of this. So you'd have to cut this, cut it, 34 inches, and then use the top part on the other side over here till it runs from the bottom of the countertop all the way to the floor. So that one piece will do both sides of that island for you. And actually gonna hide it back here in the corner. So it's still on my part list, but because that's just a little filler space. Now if you were to have filler in between the cabinets, like say this was over a little bit more, and you have a gap in between there, you can get filler pieces from Ikea. Typically what they use is the plinth, the toe kick that goes along the bottom of the cabinets. And that comes in like 88 inches long, so you have enough to do all the filler pieces that you need. And you can double check this high cabinet to make sure we could put that, because we put that cover panel on there earlier when we were doing it. Oop. Oop. Mess that up for a little bit. Alright, so you can see it's still there. Oh, missed this cover panel. So then again, you really just want to kind of go around and double check, make sure you have everything there. And that's about it. You can use these arrows to kind of go around and check everything. Once you do that, you can select this pencil up here for the item list. It'll give you a pricing sheet for all of your items. It lists it all out for you. If it ever loads. Yeah, there it goes. So it gives you the total price, list per cabinet, kind of their code for it, and the price for each cabinet. So if you scroll all the way down, it gives you all these other little pieces that you might need. And there's your total price. So what I'm actually going to do is see that. Double check all this stuff. You see this middle part right here has I actually want handles on all the drawers. So I have to change that. And that is that. So what you would want to do now is save your kitchen. All you gotta do is create an account and it'll save you a profile. And then you can kind of tweak it and create different colors. If you wanted to change all the door styles, if you say you did this and you didn't like it, you didn't like the color when you're done, what you want to do is select all the cabinets using this drag option, then unselect anything that doesn't use the door. So basically, like this refrigerator, I guess that's the only thing. You see now it gives you the option to change the doors. So all you gotta do with that is click change. Then it gives you all these options down here that you could change it to. So say you wanted to go with this color. You would just go like that. And then you'd slowly kind of have to unclick stuff to max change all the other ones. So let's say you wanted to change all the deco strips and molding. You'd have to click all of the wall cabinets. And that'll give you the options to change the cornice and the deco strip. And there's also corners on these cabinets. So you want to change that. And then over here I also want to change now I'm going to change all of the toe kick. It's on the bottom of the cabinets. And you can, the system's a little slow sometimes, so you just kind of be a little patient with it. Well, you change that. And you can tell you're slowly changing all the pieces. And the cover panels you just gotta do one by one. And just go through and change all of them. This is, I mean, the same exact thing you did earlier. Just gotta change all of this stuff. Now let's say I want to change the frames also to the birch. So what I have to do is select every cabinet that is a frame. So on this one, it is everything but the dishwasher. You just gotta wait for this thing to load. Once you start selecting everything, it gets a little swishy swashy. Alright. Click change frame. Change that. And all of the frames are changed. Then you just gotta go through and double check everything. Make sure it looks good. Oh, big panel. There you go. So once you get it all set in place, it's not that hard to change like the whole style of the kitchen. And after you do that, just click the save button again and save it as a different name. So now you have two templates to work from. There's also a couple other little tidbits that you should know about the planner, which I probably should have told you at the beginning. But let's say you have a cabinet that you don't necessarily want in the system. You would, let's say it's like over here. To delete a cabinet, all you gotta do is select it and then either click the delete button on the keyboard or select it and then click the trash can over here. It says delete and it'll get rid of that for you. Let's say you're in the 3D view and you want to get real close to this sink cabinet over here. All you do is click the little zoom with the square and it'll zoom in on what you have selected so you can see real close kind of what you're looking at, and you can spin around. If you want to go back to like the default, just click the house. That's the default view. To switch to different views, the square over here is a floor view and the cube is a 3D view. Let's see what else? The save icon, the print, and then the parts list. The print button, if you click that, it brings up this little prompt. It gives you these options to print. I always just, oh, well, I don't always, but to print all design views, you can print out, it'll print out each wall for you. And then it'll tell you kind of the measurements for each wall and everything once it loads up here in a second. There we go. So see how it kind of prints out the wall, and then like this is the back side of the island. Then it gives you those like measurements for the cabinets. So you just kind of use these to help you plan your kitchen. I believe that is it. So yeah, have fun designing your kitchen.